Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday. So you know what that means, community. Today, we are intentionally making sure that you get some great information and some news. We have some phenomenal folks that's going to come on and talk about their program and how they're going to be impacting our youth in the community. We need you to pay attention. I'm sorry I'm not in the studio tonight, okay? So my Wi-Fi might be a little broken up today. I'm here at the Baby Y. We are doing some phenomenal things with the men of the community. Tonight is our men's group. So I'm streaming live here at the Baby YMCA. We have some phenomenal brothers in the community. I know the ladies been saying the man in the community needs to get mental help and have therapy. And the brothers are here today working on themselves, talking about fatherhood, manhood, and things that we need to do to help impact our community. So I'm excited. So I'm not in the studio, so it might get a little bumpy, but I'm here. I know y'all like Bishop. On Tuesday, you at City Hall. Now you at Baby Y. Get back to the studio. But we're going to make sure we get through it today. I'm just excited because there's just so many things going on. But again, community, we just here to uplift each other. There's a lot of people coming together. I was on a powerful meeting today as we continue to address mental health and the needs that's happening in our community. The number of folks who are dealing with suicide and just mental health issues are impacting our community. Very important stuff for us to continue to talk about, especially in our community. It was just great to be a part of some of these meetings where folks are really strategically trying to plan and figure out how can we impact our community during these tough times. There's a lot going on, and we know we need this mental health support in our community. So with that being said, just want to say I'm excited. I'm happy because my co-host is here to want to do the most. I know everybody's like, where's Kylie's? They already missing you, Kylie's. Where's Kylie's at? She back tonight. She gonna be holding down. She got to do some heavy lifting tonight, community. So be patient. But again, we here. Khalees, what's going on, Queen? Holla at the people.
Oh, I'm so glad to be back. Let me tell you, community, I missed you just as much. I'll tell you, y'all grown on me. It's like we family now. When I don't see you, I'm missing you. So I'm back and I'm glad to be here. Very excited about this Educational Thursday. This is a great resource. So please tune in, share this YouTube link. This is some important information that you all must know, because there's a lot of information that's coming tonight. So I'm excited.
Man, definitely. I'm excited too. And I'm just happy this weekend's coming up. We're going to be able to impact community again. We're going to be going out doing our unhoused feed. Shout out to all our folks that's sponsoring, coming through, the supporters. Shout out to Keish Cares, Jams, and a number of BAPS, a number of folks that's coming through. Shout out to my guy Sins over there that's going to be providing the catered food for the community. We got a lot of resources that we bring into the people, y'all, okay? That's what we do here, continue to impact, bless community. I'm excited because I'm here today in space with Brother Hillman. His daughters was on last Tuesday, and they came on and promoted their business, and their dad is here, so I'm in space, and he's just like, man, John, you know, both sides of the conversation. Y'all do it right, and y'all know community. We just trying to uplift our people and build this ecosystem that we keep talking about. So tonight, you're going to get some more blessings, some more information. I know folks are looking for resources, things for our young people, and I'm excited. Our guest that's going to be here tonight, and I'll be here popping in and out. But Khalees, y'all know she can hold it down. So with that being said, Khalees, did you bring your butyrol pump with you today? Because you got a lot of reading to do.
Oh, I've been on steroids. I think I can breathe clearer now.
All right. Well, with that being said, community, we'll go ahead. Be patient with us. We got to get through our community announcements and news. And, as we get through our events, we'll go ahead and bring these phenomenal folks up. And we just want to continue to thank all of our sponsors who continue to support us: Human Rights Commission, Dreamkeeper Initiative, the Baby Y, the Homeless Children Network, Collective Impact, Mo Magic, B Magic, YCD, all of the amazing folks that continue to believe in what we're doing and continue to stand behind us so that we can uplift our community and make sure that we are thriving for sustainability. So with that being said, Khalees, take off. It's on you now.
Yes, community. So here we go. The news. Oakland police make arrest after a toddler was injured by a bullet during an attempted robbery. Yes, you heard it. The police have made multiple arrests in connection to an attempted robbery of a nanny pushing a 15-month-old girl in a stroller and was struck by a flying bullet shrapnel. Just unfortunate. It's like you can't even walk down the street without having a fear. But I tell you, you got to pray over your babies and pray over your life. A woman was followed home from an ATM. She was boxed in and robbed in Oakland. So a woman says she was followed home from an ATM in Oakland. She was boxed in. So she had noticed that there was cars behind her. She pulled into a church parking lot near her home, and she realized not just one car was behind her, now there's two. So she pulled out the parking lot, and she noticed that these cars made a couple of U-turns. So she decided to drive back around the block before returning to that parking lot. And before she knew it, she tried to reverse, and those two cars boxed her in. Yes, they robbed her. They asked her for her belongings, took her purse, all that stuff. So please, community, pay attention to your surroundings. You see a car following you, don't stop. Just don't even go to your destination. Be careful. Be very alert and attentive to your surroundings. It's getting some very trying times now. Class action lawsuit against Wells Fargo gets support from former San Francisco mayor and civil rights attorney. Civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump joins the fight against San Francisco-based Wells Fargo as allegations against the nation's largest mortgage lenders grow. A class action lawsuit is accusing Wells Fargo of racism for denying mortgage loans to non-white applicants. And the former San Francisco mayor, Willie Brown, also joined this fight on today. That was yesterday. San Francisco in 2018 sued Walgreens, Purdue Pharma, and other opioid manufacturers and distributors over their role in the opioid epidemic. So listen to this. San Francisco now, hear me out. Walgreens, they're going to pay nearly $230 million to settle this case over this pharmacy's chain distribution of opioids. San Francisco attorney David Chu announced on Wednesday. The city will receive $229 million over the next 14 years, with the majority of the funds coming in the first 8 years. This settlement is the largest amount that any city has received from a single company in opioid-related litigation. But it is short because San Francisco went after $8.1 billion. That's what they wanted. The BART pays $4.4 million to a 2020 shooting case. Now, you all remember Cyrus Green. He was only 17 years old. BART has agreed to pay $4.4 million to settle that excessive force lawsuit. He's a survivor, but let me tell you, he was shot multiple times. The video is out there on the media. He spent 7 months in the hospital, underwent 3 surgeries. He has wounds on his head and his body. He walks. You have to look at the video, and it's awful because he has a baby, and he can't even lift the baby up and play with the baby as any father would want to. He has been left with nerve damage and limited use of his left arm and hand, and he has a bullet lodged in his jaw. So, community, we have a lot of events out there for you all to get involved with. You know, it's May. We're going into June. June's a big month, Juneteenth. Let me tell you, Sunday Street's Bayview Community Block Party. You heard it. 5 blocks of car-free fun and recreation on Galvez Avenue and Mendale Street. This is happening on May 21st, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Fierce Love and Joy is hosting panel sessions, creating safe space for our young people. Lunch will be provided. This is on May 23rd, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. San Francisco Jazz at 201 Franklin Street in San Francisco. Lonnie Green's Frisco Game Night. Dominoes, spades, chess, blackjack, poker, dice for strutting gamers and family players, May 26th and June 30th, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Bayview Opera House, 4705 3rd Street, you know it, in San Francisco. Bayview YMCA Family Resource Center, Healing Retreat Days. This is happening on May 27th, and it's regarding grief and loss. And then on June 24th is Domestic Trauma and Recovery. There's links to all of our announcements to follow. Legend, the Fillmore Slim Story stage play and concert, written and directed by Farrah Dews. May 27th, the doors open at 5:30 p.m. It's a free event, community. Yes, at the Bayview Opera House, Ruth Williams Memorial Theater at 4705 3rd Street in San Francisco. Carnival San Francisco is celebrating 45 years of music and movement. 2-day festival, May 27th and May 28th. Grand Parade is on the 28th. More information at that link below. Come learn with the Only Loud Squad how to print t-shirts, how to use a Cricut cutter, create decals, and you'll get a free t-shirt if you attend. May 31st at 3:30 to 5 p.m. at 1301 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. It's at the Learning Center back door. World premiere, 26 Ways of Looking at a Black Man, June 2nd, 7 p.m. Go to that Eventbrite link below. Mr. and Miss Juneteenth pageant, ages 5 to 17 years old, June 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Southeast Community Center, 1550 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. To register your child, you have to access that email below. Red Carpet Movie Premiere and Award Ceremony. Hood Pretty, June 3rd at 6:45 p.m. at the Bayview Opera House, Ruth Williams Memorial Theater at 4705 3rd Street in San Francisco. For your tickets, you need to go to that link below. Join Dr. Walters Restorative Retreat, June 3rd, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 2161 San Pablo Avenue in Pinole. There is a link. Juneteenth on the waterfront, June 10th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Be there or be square. I'm telling you, it's going to kick off on the 10th of June. Then we have the grand finales that's happening in San Francisco, Juneteenth. June 16th is the City Hall kickoff and the Black Wall Street Gala. June 17th is the Fillmore Festival, and June 18th is the Bayview Festival. More information, you go to that website below. Join us for the 25th anniversary Family Day in honor of Dr. Ruth Jackson and family. There'll be fun, food, cars, trophies, and prizes. This is happening June 11th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Hertz Playground in Sunnydale. Magic Zone 2023 Summer Program, June 12th to August 4th, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. at 1050 McAllister Street. Information at that website below. The first San Francisco Black Wall Street Juneteenth Gala, June 16th, Cut the Check, a black and gold formal affair. There will be special guests. The location is to be determined, and there's more information to come. Third annual crowning ceremony, King/Queen, I Know Who I Am. Save the dates, June 24th, July 5th, and July 19th. This is a 3-series workshop on self-transformation and crowning ceremony. More information, contact that email address below. Youth First, OMI Family Day. There'll be a bounce house, a 360 machine, bull riding, food, raffles, bookmobile, Sugar Bears appearance. This will be happening July 7th, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Merced Heights Playground at 801 Shield Street in San Francisco. I'm telling you, that bull ride machine sounds fun, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know. The City Kids Creator Con, save the date. It's a free event, creative outlets, art, music, and fashion, July 14th, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the 200 block of Jones Street. And there's more information that'll be coming soon. Magic Backpack Giveaways, Mo Magic, August 5th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Ella Hill Hutch, 1050 McAllister Street in San Francisco. Youth First and Invest Black Comedy and Awards Show. This is happening August 11th, 7 p.m. The doors will open at 6 p.m. Brotherhood Masonic Center at 855 Brotherhood Way in San Francisco. Tickets are $50 and it includes food. Oh, it's going to be a fabulous event, community. Go ahead and get your tickets at eventbrite.com. Magic Backpack Giveaways, Be Magic, August 12th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Now Hunters Point. That's at 155 Jennings Street in San Francisco. SFHRC has their regular bi-monthly commission meetings. It's the second and fourth Thursdays, 5 p.m. at the San Francisco City Hall in room 416. Zoom information below. African American Reparations Advisory Committee has monthly meetings virtually at 5:30 p.m. and that's every second Monday. Dusty's Fishing Wells City EMT San Francisco are collaborating and they're hiring a part-time case manager. Applications are May 4th to May 26th. This is $25 to $30 an hour, y'all. That's pretty decent money. City Build Academy provides comprehensive pre-apprenticeship and construction administration training to San Francisco residents. Learn, build, and earn. Links are below. Mission Hiring Hall, San Francisco Mayor's Office of Economic and Workforce Development, and City College of San Francisco are looking for candidates. Go ahead to those websites below. A.M. Crawford Strategic Philanthropy Advisors is hiring a lead consultant. This is for San Francisco or the Gainesville, Florida office. JVS is offering dental assistant training. Applications are now open for an 11-week program. You can go ahead and register at the link below. But community, give back to the community. Both sides of the conversation needs volunteers. Youth team, marketing, production, finance, fundraising, bookkeeper, and IT, which is Information Systems Development Director. Email hr@bsotc.org for more information. But you can also promote your business. You have a nonprofit or a community impact, be an impact at our Hidden Gem show. Share your expertise on Educational Thursdays. Be a panelist on Sunday Conversations. Go to the link below and join our show. Keep up with both sides of the conversation. Our latest shows, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to our newsletter. Now, our newsletter has a word from our executive director, John Henry. And let me tell you, there's a lot of information in there. A lot of information. It shows our past shows. It shows the community events that we've been involved with. There's a lot of information in our newsletter. Access it below and go ahead and join the conversation. Both sides of the conversation is in search of volunteers. Our work is inspiring and it feels good. We make a difference in the community with tangible results to show it. We are a highly driven group with high impact. We get the right things done the right way. Not only will you contribute to the community, but you'll also learn a lot and gain knowledge in your field of interest within the organization. We value your idea and input. Sign up to be a volunteer today because you can make a difference. I tell you, there's a lot out there, and I'm so excited about today's conversation on this Educational Thursday.
Well, colleagues, thank you for getting through all of the news. Since I'm out in community, I know we had some little Wi-Fi issues. I told y'all we're struggling today. We out in the community, but great announcements, community, a lot of information, a lot of employment opportunities. We know our community is being impacted. I know folks are nervous as we approach the debt ceiling. Okay, a lot of folks losing their jobs. All right, so we're trying to make sure that we get the resources to the community, the job openings, and things of that nature. Community, I know it's a struggle for some of you. Please continue to tap in as folks send us job opportunity. There's a lot of organizations who are trying to partner with us to make sure that they get folks who look like me and you into their organizations. When we talk about equity, it's happening. A number of HR folks is reaching out to us saying, hey, John, can you announce some of our jobs? We would like to get some folks from the community to come work in our entity. So we're trying to do our part. I know it's a long opening. Folks is not happy about the long openings. Community, be patient, okay? We got to get these announcements out to the community, these free events. We want to make sure that our families understand there are internships, there are things happening for our youth this summer. So just be patient. We'll get to the show, and just thank you all for being patient. We're doing our part to make sure everybody knows what's going on. We don't want people walking around talking about, John Henry, I didn't know about this. I don't know how to connect with the community. Hey, you hear both sides of the conversation. We're going to get you up to date to what's going on. So with that being said, we're going to get into tonight's Educational Thursday. We have some phenomenal presenters coming on. I'm excited. I'm an alumni. The Treasure Island Job Corps is here for community who don't know what the Job Corps is. There's an opportunity for young people. Maybe we have some young people in the community that just like, hey, I don't want to go to college. I want to learn skilled trades. They have a lot of offerings at the Job Corps, okay? You can live on campus. You can learn vocational skills. They're going to tell you all about it. But community, it's another resource. I know there's some parents out there that's like, I got some teenage kids and I don't know what to do. They just, it's an opportunity tonight, okay? Listen in, tune in, share the information. Again, we are always trying to make sure that our young folks, the families, have connections to resources. Everybody's not the same. This might work for you. This might be your opportunity. Have a conversation with the youth. For all of our organizations that are working with young people, the Treasure Island Job Corps might be where they need to go, okay? It's a lot of opportunities, so we are excited about that. So, with that being said, enough of us. Y'all heard enough of us. It is time to bring up tonight's presenter. We have Miss Paulette Lewis, the Executive Director of the Treasure Island Job Corps, and she's bringing up one of her colleagues as well, but we'll bring her up first, and then we'll bring up her colleague. Miss Paulette, welcome to both sides of the conversation, Queen.
Hi, everyone. Good evening now. It's good evening, but we're excited to be here with you all on both sides of the conversation. So first, I just want to shout out you all. I think that the work that you all do is excellent, and I have had the opportunity to sit in and listen to some of your podcasts, and I've heard things from financial literacy to just education literacy, youth, and I just think it's excellent. And, speaking with John, and I think that the opportunities that we have at Treasure Island Job Corps Center kind of fits right into things that you all are trying to do with supporting today's youth. So we're excited to be here and glad to share our information.
Definitely. I'm going to go ahead and bring up your special guest. You could go ahead and introduce her to the community and we'll bring her up as well.
Okay, so and I don't know if I said that, but I am Paulette Lewis. I'm the center director at Treasure Island Job Corps Center, and so I'll let her introduce herself, Miss Geneva Morgan, and she can tell you a little bit about herself.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. Thank you for having me on the show. Hopefully you can hear me. It's a pleasure to be with you. Your show is great. I think it's needed in the African American community, especially where we live, since our percentages have shrunk and we're kind of like a dwindling population in the city of San Francisco. So I'm a native from Louisiana, but raised in San Francisco, a product of the San Francisco Unified Public School System. Went to San Francisco State and then went to a few other colleges after I got my undergrad, and retired from the University of Miami as a basketball coach. So I'm back home. It's a pleasure to work with Ms. Lewis. I'm back at the Job Corps. I left in 2018, so I've been back with the Job Corps, I think, since November. And my role is to help Ms. Lewis and program director to make sure the educational programs and the vocational programs succeed and our youngsters graduate with a high school diploma or a trade. So that's a little bit about me. And like I said, it's a pleasure being here. And thank you for the opportunity to share.
No problem. We honored to have you here. I see you sweaty representing one of the sororities over there. I see you representing. But Paulette, just want to say thank you all, because I really think what the Job Corps offers to community is something that's needed, especially some of the challenges that we deal in the communities that we serve. I know a lot of times community organizations really don't understand what Job Corps provides and opportunities that they have. So I think it's a great opportunity and a blessing to have you all here to educate our community, educate our families, educate the organizations so that they understand what you offer and how they could be involved and get some of the young folks from the community at your phenomenal program.
Yeah. And, people, and we always say that Job Corps is the best kept secret, but I'm tired of us being the best kept secret. This is an opportunity that our youth need, and a lot of people just don't know about it. So, I thank you all for giving us the opportunity to spread that information.
No problem. Well, with that being said, we have your slides up there. We're going to go ahead and bring up your slides, and we're going to turn it over to you all so you could go ahead and educate our community and let them know how to connect with you all.
Thank you. All right. So we are Treasure Island Job Corps Center. And Ms. Geneva, you just jump right in. There's no, we don't have this thing practiced out, but this is one that we often talked about. So just a little bit about Job Corps. It's a no-cost education and career technical training program. And it is administered by the U.S. Department of Labor and the youth that it serves age 16 to 24. So we teach youth, young adults, the skills they need to become employable, independent, and then we place them in careers. That's our goal. That's the end goal, to make sure that our students get careers, not just jobs. Next, you can go ahead. Look. All right, so I thought this would be really, really important. Oftentimes people say, well, where you are recruiting from, where do you get your students from? And so we are looking for students from any of these counties. These are our recruiting zones. Is it Humboldt County? Let's see, Lake, Sonoma, Napa, Marin, Contra Costa, Alameda, San Francisco. And we do have South San Francisco and Pacifica, those areas that might fall in San Mateo and Mendocino County. So those are the counties that we're recruiting from. And so I know that with you all, both sides of the conversation, your reach is wide, and the youth that you all serve. So hopefully, some of your listeners hear from some of those counties. And so, right now, and we talk about just trying to build our capacity, we have about 203 students enrolled currently. And what we're looking to do is to really get up to about 442. In the past, this center has served 500 and even more than that. I think, Ms. Geneva, prior to me coming, I think you all have had somewhat upwards of 600 students at Treasure Island.
Right, Ms. Lewis. At one time, there were 800. OBS was 800, and then it dropped to 6, and then it dropped to 4, about 470. And so it's a very big, it was a very large center, but the OBS dropped. Of course, COVID had, things to do with that, but we have capacity to serve, about 400 youngsters in our dorm right about now.
And so that's what we're looking to get to. And so this just says, I get a breakdown from the Department of Labor to say these are the eligible youth in each county. So you can see that the students are there. Alameda County, a little bit over 31,000, Contra Costa, 16,000, Humboldt County, a little bit over 6,000, North Central counties, a little over 4,000, San Francisco City, the county, there's over 15,000 students that's eligible. Sonoma County, over 7,000. And, the Workforce Alliance of the North Bay, they're saying, hey, we have over 7,000 students, almost 8 that are eligible. So more than enough for us to fill up our center, Treasure Island Job Corps Center, and have youth participate and get the careers that they need to be successful. So what do you get if you come to Treasure Island Job Corps Center? This is, really, really important. So first of all, I don't know how many times I can say free, 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 free. It is completely free. And so I always tell people it is your taxpayer dollar, your taxpaying your dollars at work. And that, we want our youth, we talk about serving, Black and brown communities. We want them to see this opportunity, and it's free. So if you're going to get free career technical training, and Ms. Geneva will talk a little bit about the offerings that we have in a minute. High school diploma, if you don't have that, you'll have opportunity to get that. The driver's education, we have counselors there. It is free room and board. We offer basic medical and dental care. You get a clothing allowance, a small stipend, and placement services. So to be eligible for Job Corps, 16 to 24, and you can be over 24 if you have a documented disability. So 16 to 24, that's the age group. If you are a minor, you must have parental consent, meet income guidelines. So the income guidelines, look, if you receive any type of benefits in Medi-Cal, TANF, free reduced school lunch, any type of benefits, it is an automatic qualifier. And so if you have any youth that have been enrolled in high school this past year, I know that the state of California has offered in the city of San Francisco free and reduced lunch for everybody. So basically it is just a letter to say I received free and reduced lunch. So otherwise, there are a lot of eligible youth who are able to meet those guidelines. So you can't have any serious criminal history or outstanding issues. What that means is that you can't have a felony and enroll into Job Corps because it's a federal program. You also can't have any more. You can't have $500 worth of fines that are currently pending or not paid. Any active, ongoing, court cases that would maybe keep you from enrolling. So basics, small things, it's fine, but they do look at that, and we do a background check as a part of that. So that's why it says no serious criminal history. And you must be a U.S. citizen or a legal resident or other lawful admitted immigrants are eligible to apply. So Job Corps is broken down into phases. And so that outreach and admissions phase, that's what I was just speaking to. We have about 8 admissions counselors total. And what they do, their whole purpose and goal is to enroll students in Job Corps, to go do outreach in the community And so if you ever see us at any tabling events or anything, it's Treasure Island Job Corps Center, please come by, shout us out or anything like that. So basically what you do is you would attend orientation. And from there, they would help you determine whether or not you're eligible to attend. And then you complete your application. There's an interview and some different steps to get to that. Ms. Geneva, I'll let you talk about real quick the next two phases.
So after the outreach and admissions phase, when you get to meet your outreach counselor, talk about everything that Job Corps offers, then you're enrolled, you're admitted, and then you go into the CPP or the career preparation phase. That's the phase where you learn everything about Job Corps, what you need to do. You get your MyPace plan, your goals, your objectives, your trade, what trade you're going to be interested in. All of the requirements to make you successful in the career preparation phase. That's the phase where you ask questions, you sort of plan your life. You set a goal or a map or how you're going to accomplish your high school diploma, get your credentialing for your trade, and what are you going to do after you complete your trade? Are you going to go to college? Are you going to go to advanced training? Are you going to go to the military? Are you going to go to employment? All this is discussed in the CPP or career preparation phase. Now, after you do that, during that phase, you're going to shadow the trade that you think that you may be interested in. You're going to shadow two trades. So if you say, hey, I want to do culinary, you're going to shadow culinary if that's your first choice for 3 days. And then if you have a second option, let's say office assistant, you're going to shadow that trade for 2 days. When that's completed, you're going to meet with our panel, and then you're going to say, I want to do culinary. We're going to set you up for your trade. If you need your high school diploma, you will be enrolled in the Citizens High School program, and I'll talk about that a little later. And then you will move from the CPP phase to the CDP page, which is career development period. That's the period where you're going to now be in your trade and working on your high school if you need your high school diploma. And so what we do now, you're going to have 1 week of academics if you need academics and 2 weeks of trade. So you're getting all your credentialing, you're learning everything about your trade, you're learning how to be successful, you're learning what's needed for that career you've chosen, and you're also working on your high school diploma so you can graduate, after you complete it. During that phase, you're also can still talk to your counselors. Sometimes you may want to change your trade. That's okay. If you change your trade, you go back to the MyPace or your PARS, and now you just amend the roadmap or the plan that you started in the CPP phase. So it's outreach and admissions to get admitted, career preparation to get you involved, get you adjusted to center life, dorm life, get your roadmap together, decide what trade you think you may want to get to. From that phase, you go to the CDP phase, which is the development phase. And I just like to call it the academic and trade phase.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Geneva. And the last phase is what we call career transition. So you're transitioning out of the program. And so I just want to talk to you about the services. That was the last phase that's offered. So what we do is, as you see, we offer placement services. And so, when you enroll in Job Corps, we're training you. And our whole idea is that in the end, that you're going to go out and be successful. And so we have a whole team of staff who will assist you with that. They'll help you with transitioning. They'll help you with housing or locating housing. They will help you find jobs. There's going to be resume writing. There's going to be all of those things in the end. And then they will follow you for 12 months to make sure that you are successful in that job that you chose. So if you have some hiccups and you're no longer at the job, then they'll get right back on the ball to helping you. So once you complete Job Corps, there's still support. There's support for you for up to 12 months after you complete, making sure that you are stable in your career. All right, so when you come to Job Corps, you can either be non-residential or residential. And so, as you heard others say, one of the things that I really, really love about our program, because I understand that there are other career technical training programs out there, but there is not one like Job Corps or like Treasure Island Job Corps Center, because we are a residential facility. We have the ability to house you. And so, if you choose to be non-residential and don't want to live on center, those are only for local students who live in Oakland and San Francisco. That means that they go back and forth like you do in school. All other trainees are considered residential who do not live in the immediate area, and they have to live on campus. And so we're going to talk about some of the wonderful things that happen on campus while you're there. But so if you have a young person who, like, we were talking about, maybe you don't want to go to college right now, career technical training, because we talk about all the student loan debt and what it costs. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the salaries that we see some of our students making when they leave. Or maybe this is just the start for you and then you do want to go to college. Whatever it is, this will get you on your way to having, some independence. So parents, you have that 18-year-old there that you would like to get out of your house and go get some excellent educational training, please send them our way. All right, so she already went through, as this was up, we kind of talked about it, Job Corps in phases, and we just want to say what they were. So after outreach, and we won't spend a lot of time here, she just kind of talks about that's when you're in the career preparation phase. The one thing that I will say about this, because I want to be upfront with you, it talks about orientation and all those different things. So when you arrive on center, if you remember on the first slides, we said that we offer basic medical care. And a part of that is you receive a physical and a cursory exam when you get on center. Very basic, and a dental exam. So you'll get like teeth cleaning and very basic care. And part of it, you have to submit to a drug test as part of the program. So, people always say, well, why do we have to submit to a drug test? And I just tell them that number one, in order to maintain, you can't operate machinery, if you're on drugs. In order to maintain employment, the federal government does drug tests. And so we say you do have a drug test when you get to center. Now, if you test positive when you take that drug test, there will be a follow-up drug test between 37 and 45 days. You must test negative on that drug test to remain in the program. So I know you see that TEAP, that's the Trainee Employee Assistance Program. So if you should happen to test positive or negative, you can be a part of that program. And what they'll do, it's a drug prevention program and education program. And so they work with students to just make sure that as a part of that, to help them maintain a drug-free lifestyle and make sure that with their follow-up tests that they test negative. So that is a part of the program. I just, want to make sure that we say that. All right, Ms. Geneva, talk a little bit about the trades that we offer.
Okay. So we have a variety of trades. We have what we call the hard trades, which is building construction technology, BCT, carpentry, cement masonry, electrical, and plastering. These trades are excellent trades because usually when the youngster graduates from the trade and receives their credentials, they're put in the union. So they can start off in a union, making union wages, and progress from there. We also have office administration, which prepares them to work in any type of office or in an office setting. Our CMA program is also good, and our CNA. The CMA program, you have to be 18 and be a high school graduate. That prepares you for everything around the clinical medical assistant or certified medical assistant. And then the CNA program, it prepares you to be a CNA also off campus. So what the youngsters do, they go away to a program, a partner that we have in Concord. It'd be 7 months of the book work and class work and terminology. And then it'd be 3 months in the actual clinic they'll be working on individuals in those clinics with the hands-on training. Security and protective services is great because it allows them not only to be security officers, but if they want to go in cybersecurity, if they want to go in maybe the law enforcement, it's preparing them and giving their certification for those trades or those occupations that they'll need mace and handcuff and baton training, everything you need for law enforcement. And of course, the culinary arts is just what it says. We have basic and we have advanced. Every Job Corps has an advanced trade, and our advanced trade is advanced culinary. So we receive students from all over the United States who have completed the basic culinary at other centers. They come to our center and they continue their culinary training. You can see some of their presentations at City Hall. They do a lot of government presentations, a lot of culinary or catering for San Francisco city officials, for the Department of Labor. And so you can see a lot of their work and display in those buildings. When they leave here, they have the option to work maybe on the cruise ships and hotels, Lake Tahoe, resorts. So they have a very, very, very big employment rate because, I think it's about 90% when they leave Treasure Island Job Corps for culinary. So those are the trades that we offer. We're also getting ready to offer an advanced IT trade, which is good. And so it's a lot of opportunities for the youngsters after they graduate from high school, or if they need to graduate from high school, to get a trade and not just, get a diploma and they don't have any skills, employability skills.
So, yeah, thank you. And I wanted to go back. So we just partnered with San Francisco City College to offer an advanced IT and cybersecurity. And so students will be able to enroll, live with us, but they'll be taking the courses out at San Francisco City College. And that's important. And I think also what's important is to just kind of talk about, Ms. Geneva was talking about some of the placements. Most of our students leave and they make really good wages. Our culinary arts students, I think we've had 3 or 4 to leave, and they've gone directly to the Hyatt at Lake Tahoe, where they actually even provide them housing, and most of them are starting about $25 an hour. Of course, like she said, carpentry, plastering, those are union trades, but we've had even in electrical, we've had students, they leave and they're making about $35 an hour. So these are good salaries that our students are getting. But I also want to add in is Ms. Geneva talked about basic trades and advanced trades. So I always want to tell students that when you enroll in Job Corps, please take advantage of everything that it has to offer. Every trade can be a building block to an advanced trade. So for example, we have 2 young men leaving next week. They both finished electrical, which is a pre-apprentice program, but they decided they wanted to be overhead linemen. Well, overhead linemen, they make quite a bit of money. So that's an advanced training. And so they are going to go to another center in a different state to finish that. Another example is we offer clinical medical assistant. Most people know the next step is to be an LVN. We send several students, and most of them choose to go to a Job Corps center in New York so they can get the free LVN training and to become LVN. So I always tell students, when you see this, just know that there is the next step and you don't have to pay for it. That's the most important thing too.
Talk about that.
Yeah, academics.
So the good thing about academics is that you have options. And so the first thing we do is the TABE test, which is the test of adult basic education. Why do we do the TABE test? Because we want to get a gauge of where your reading or your literacy and your numeracy skills are. Every trade that we offer are going to require that you know how to count, add, do figures, and read, no matter what trade you go to. Those are important skills that they're going to need. So if they don't get a certain EFL level, then we keep them in the reading and math class until they get a high enough level to be out of the math and reading class. That's the TABE testing, math and reading. Every student is required to take that when they enter Job Corps. Our high school diploma program is with Citizens High School, which is an accredited high school in the United States. The good thing about the Citizens program is it allows the youngsters to work at their own pace online. And they also all have online instructors in every academic area or subject that they will be taking. So if a youngster comes to Job Corps and let's say they've completed up to the 10th grade, no problem. Bring the transcript in. The transcript will be evaluated, and we will transfer as many credits from your 9th and 10th grade year as possible. Citizen takes half credits, and Citizen also takes, which I call daffodils, Ds, but I encourage them, we don't need any more daffodils now that you're in the program. And so they have options. They have options to do the program in the classroom, like many of them do. But other options are if they're ever on center or if they're ever at home for the weekend, and let's just say there's nothing to do, I always encourage them, open up your laptop and knock out a subject or knock out a lesson. You'll graduate that much sooner. So those are options that brick and mortar or the high schools that I went to really weren't available. Because first of all, we didn't have online programs. And secondly, we just couldn't do it. The other thing is after you graduate from Job Corps, like Ms. Lewis said, whether it's your trade or academics, if you choose to continue your education, there's the ACT program where we pay for you to continue your education at one of the local community colleges. And that's free. You still live on Job Corps. You still live in the residence. The only thing is, instead of taking classes at the Job Corps, you'll now be taking classes at one of our community colleges. So you have the option to do advanced training or the ACT program, which is the community college program. So what happens if you choose the community college program and you say, hey, I got my AA, I got my AS, Ms. Morgan, but I really like college. Now I want to get my BA or BS. No problem. We have partnered, which I'm sure you know, Alive and Free with Dr. Joe Marshall. He has sent over 30 of the youngsters from Job Corps through college. So our academic program is very, 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 very strong. And I always share with the youngsters in Job Corps, Ms. Lewis just told you everything that Job Corps pays for. That is equivalent to a Division I scholarship. It's about $30,000. A Division I scholarship for athletes is roughly around $30,000. So they're getting the same thing as a Division I athlete at Job Corps for free.
So, a little more information, like we're talking about the career transition period, and we won't spend that much long on it, but talk about the different opportunities. So when you finish, either you're going to college, military, we partner, we have ASVAB testing on center, military recruiters on center all the time, if that's what you want to do. Talked about the ACT program where you're able to stay on center and go to college. We've been working with some get some interns. So our latest internship was with a program called the Chef Ann Foundation. And it was, we had a student in Berkeley School District. Basically, it's basically so that school districts learn to cook fresh and from scratch. And so the student really loved, enjoyed that, and it's part of the internship program. And hopefully in the end, more from scratch trained cooks actually join public school. So instead of warm-up food, that's the whole idea. You're going to get that interview preparation, job market information, all of those different things we talked about for job placement. And so we're following you for a whole year to help and aid you along the way. While you're at Job Corps, a big part of the program is employability skills, career success standards. And so we are drilling those into our students by modeling, mentoring, and monitoring those things in the personal skills, workplace relationships and ethics, personal growth and development. independent living, career and personal planning, communications, multicultural awareness, and information management. We have lessons throughout. They laugh because I get up every Monday and I say 3 I's, 2 C's, WMP. They have to repeat it. They know they have to repeat it. These things are important to their success. All right, so Miss Geneva was talking about it. I think you lowballed it because I'm gonna tell you, Miss Geneva, 6 or 7 years ago, it was about 35,000 to go through Job Corps per student. It is higher than that now that the government pays. That's why I said it is your tax dollars at work, and that's why I want to see us. I want to see us in this program taking advantage of everything that's there to offer. But you get advanced training that we talked about, opportunities for that. Work-based learning is kind of like the internships, apprenticeships. Look, lots of recreation. So we talked about dormitory life, or we have these residential facilities. There is a gym. There is a movie room. We take students to the movies. We take them out for trips, all sorts of things, and it's all paid for. There is a full leadership program, so we want our students to be leaders, so we have a student government association. And they have active input into what happens, on center. And then, of course, there is a small monetary benefit to being enrolled in Job Corps. So when you first enroll, it's out on the slide, and I know, and I always have to tell students, and they say, "Oh, Ms. Lewis, that's not a lot." And I say, you are eating for free, sleeping for free, receiving education for free, everything's for free. And I said, and we're going to give you a little money, but we also are going to encourage you to go get a job while you're enrolled in the program. We call it leisure time employment. So that means at 3:30 when the training day is over, we have several students, they take out of here to go work whatever part-time jobs they have. And they come back at night to the dormitory. So they get so you get $25 when you arrive on center. And then they get bi-weekly stipends. It starts at $45 and then it builds to $75 bi-weekly. And then when you complete the program, if you needed a high school diploma, so know that all students that come to Job Corps don't need a high school diploma. It is a mix. We have students who've been to college. Maybe it didn't work out for them. We've had students who've been in the military. Maybe it didn't work out for them. Just, it's a mix on center. Because remember, we said 16 to 24-year-olds. And I've had students as old as 33 since we've been here on center. So it is a mix. But if you need a high school diploma and you complete that, you're going to receive $200. When you complete your vocational training, it's $500. And then, of course, if you do both while you're enrolled in Job Corps, it's $1,200. And we kind of got ahead of ourselves a little bit. So I got ahead of myself talking about some of this stuff. So what does it look like? Dormitories? Yes, you're going to have roommates. See a little picture of that. It's the Jack and Jill setup. So it's 2 people to a room, and then you have a suite mate where there's 2 on the other side. So 4 people share a bathroom. Cleaning responsibilities. We have laundry facilities in the dorm, but you use them free of charge. So here again, I told you, I love saying that it's all free. We're going to give you the laundry detergent, everything you need. And so as a part of that, we talked about the Student Government Association, and then you have the opportunity to storage yourself, your things safely, because we give you all locks for closets that are in the dorm room. That looks like that's a picture of some recreational facilities, because we have an indoor gym, basketball, we have weight and cardio room, game hall, activities, there is an art room. I guess I missed one of the things. We actually have a farm on campus. It's the Michelle Obama Urban Farm. And so there are lots of, they grow lots of fruits and vegetables out there. There is a rooster out there. I think there's some bunnies. They're working on getting a goat. Students love that. There's an outdoor pizza oven. So they have a lot of events in that area. Ms. Geneva, do you want to say anything about the recreation? Because I think it's important. A lot of times people say, oh, I don't go to Job Corps, it's boring. So
Well, the recreation department is fully equipped. We have the cardio area, and then we have also the free weights and the elliptical machines and the weight machines. We also do a lot of field trips, a lot of activities through the park, and skating, bike riding, Great America, baseball games, basketball games. We also do cultural events, the museums, the aquariums, the cable car museum. There have been times that we've gotten free tickets to the ballet, the symphony, the operas. So we do a plethora of things. We have games, we have board games, we have different tournaments, card tournaments, Monopoly tournaments, Family Feud. There's also the staff versus camper or staff versus student games, which is softball, volleyball, basketball, used to be dodgeball sometimes. There's also the, math challenge that they could do. There's also the spelling bee. So there's a plethora of activities that they can do. And the good thing about recreation is if there isn't an activity that the young person would like to, see done, all they have to do is go to the recreation department and they'll try and make it happen. Arts and crafts is a big thing. If you ever visit our center, you'll see a picture of President Obama and the White House. That was all drawn freehand through our arts department. So there's screen printing, there's ceramics, there's free drawing, there's canvas painting. So it's just a plethora of activities for our young people to participate in so they won't be bored.
Thank you. So, that's the goal. And we've already talked about it. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yes, we have vegetarian and vegan options. There's, salad bars. So somebody put this in here, all you can eat. That is true. I guess that is true. If you're there, that's all you can eat. And then there's snacks that go to the dormitory. And then SGA operates a student store where students have the ability to buy things from them, as well as vending machines all across campus. So, life on campus to me is pretty good, for students while they're there. Just a picture, I guess, of the cafeteria. You see it's a pretty large size cafeteria. So the one thing that I want to say is, I have to add this in, is that Job Corps is a very structured program. So people always say, is it like high school? No. Is it exactly like college? No. It's somewhere in between. Mm-hmm. So there are high expectations that we have for students. I even tell new students, if you are not used to somebody saying that you have to get up at a certain time in the morning to be at class for 8 o'clock and be out of the dorm at a certain time, that's going to be a different type of structure. Cleaning and expectations of cleanliness of the dorm, all the way from making your beds, the bathrooms, those sorts of things, yes. It's a very structured program in that sense. Is there a dress code? Yes, our students are given uniforms when they arrive. And so if they're in academics, it's usually khakis, blue shirts. And if they're in their trades, whatever it calls. So if you're in a medical trade, then you have scrubs. If you're in a hard hat trade, construction, then you're going to be in, steel toe boots, jeans, the things that, that go with that trade. So it is very structured and these things are expected. That students follow directions and that they attend. There are some things that we have zero tolerance for. So drug and alcohol use and possession, assault, threatening to assault anybody, all of those things are zero tolerance. And so, like I said, it is about training young people, getting them employable, but there are a few things that are zero tolerance, and those are some of the things that I named. And just expectations of attendance in class and on time. And so, but we're here to help. And, I always tell students that we're to help you succeed all along the way. So just want to just add that in there that, it is a structured program. And I know some people are saying, but is it college? Is it high school? It's a little bit in between. Right now, we are not an open campus. I will say that the federal government is working on it. And so what do I mean by not an open campus? You can't leave and say, I'm going to walk and go to lunch and I'm going to come back. You have to stay on campus. We offer what we call weekend passes. And so on Friday, after the end of the day, you have the ability to go and have a pass and then come back Sunday night, be ready for class Monday. Right now, students that leave the campus during the week are students who have jobs. That's it. So that part, with that, I think sometimes people get, but I will say, if you go back to what you heard Ms. Geneva talking about, we offer lots of activities, structured activities, so that students aren't getting bored. And then you also have the ability to leave and go work.
All right. So are we done with it looks like our slides. Are we done with our slides? It looks like we have a few more to go.
Oh, and I'm sorry if we took up too much time. I said,
no.
I said we really wanted to get out there and to be able to give you all some information. I think the last slides were just simply, it was contact information. And I know that Ms. Khalees will put that out there, and the QR code for the center. So I will say that, if you are interested in enrolling, you can go to treasureisland.jobcorps.gov and there'll be links there. You can go to jobcorps.gov and there'll be links there. But I also put on the last slide direct contacts to the center, which is important because when you go to those government websites, basically how they feed the information to us. So but if I want to be for sure that I have your information and you're trying to enroll, calling us directly is the way to go.
Yes, this has been blessings, blessings, blessings. I tell you, this has been a great presentation. Very good.
Thank you.
And I can't say again, free, 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 and free.
Well, I'm going to say this, great presentation, great information, community, you've been blessed, okay? I'm going to tell you, I am an alumni of the Job Corps, okay? Let me tell you, I learned my HVAC skills at the San Jose Job Corps, okay? And let me tell you, I just left a meeting. I am a union HVAC guy, union plumber, local 38 in San Francisco, okay? They just signed the contract. I'm sorry, y'all. So, like, I'm not in my office. I'm at the WYFC, but I just want to say we just signed the contract, okay? HVAC plumbers, pipe fitters, refrigeration mechanics right now, okay? Electricians just signed their contract. They're making $95 an hour, community. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got kids going to school getting a master's degree. They don't even make that money, okay? So all I'm saying is don't shoot something and knock it. Right now, skilled trades is happening. But I heard about all of the things. We got community all over the United States watching us. Tap into the Job Corps. There's a Job Corps in almost every state. Find out where it is. We're here to promote the Treasure Island Job Corps for all of our folks here in the Bay Area, but just understand community, okay? Job Corps is all over the United States. Tap in, find a location that you could go to. There's non-resident residencies. It's a self-ecosystem. I was impressed when I first went there. The students, the culinary arts students cooked the food for the resident students. We did everything internally. We fixed the air conditioning on the campus when it broke. So it's a self-ecosystem. But again, I just don't want community out there to knock opportunity and think, well, what benefit do my young person get from going to this program? I'm gonna just tell you, I've made a great living off the work that I've learned from Job Corps. I've been able to create over $200,000 a year doing what I do. So it is a great opportunity. I've seen cooks come out of Job Corps, open up restaurants, making, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It is real. It can happen. And again, for our parents who may be dealing with a young person who, going through that teenage transition, sometimes as adults, we don't understand what our young people are going through because we're going through their change in the house with them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they say outside influence, like how can the people outside have more influence than my house? sometimes you're going through that transition. That's why you don't understand. Somebody outside might be able to give them that. So going to a Job Corps, getting them out of the house setting and letting them grow within the community and other folk is an opportunity. Sometimes that's what our young people need. And, you know, I have some organizations that's working together. I know you talked about the $500 fines. We got some organizations that we can help support. If you have some young folks who are in that situation, that we could get that fee waived. I mean, there's ways, community. All I'm saying is tap in, okay? It's an opportunity out there. We always talk about an opportunity. There's some opportunities out there. Look for it. Maybe you got a young person who's truant, not going to school, can't focus, because maybe he needs that job vocational training. I don't know. But find somebody. Tonight, they have come here to bless the community. We got a lot of issues, a lot of things going on there. There's a lot of support services. You know, at the Job Corps, there's peer-on-peer uplifting and counseling groups that takes place. It's an opportunity, right? So just look into it. And I'm just honored to have you all here because I understand the impact of it. And every kid is not going to college. And I know sometimes parents get frustrated. We want our kids to go to college. We want them to be this. And sometimes it just don't happen, right? But there is some opportunities. You could go there and really learn something and still have a great, successful life. And, you know, just happy that you all are here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
So
go ahead.
I mean, how long y'all been around?
So Job Corps was created under the Johnson administration. So it's been around for over 50 years. And I'm telling you, people say all the time, why don't you all have commercials? And you know, I don't know, the federal government, they don't want to pay for commercials. And so our thing is we just try to get out here and try to spread this message and say, hey, we're here. And hopefully, you know, word of mouth. And so I will tell you this too. I'm not saying that everything is perfect at Job Corps, but I am saying that under this leadership and the support that I have with my team of directors, that your child, if they enroll in Job Corps, and definitely, John was talking about making them residential, giving them, you know, making them step outside of your house, give them to us. I promise you, they're going to be safe. We have round-the-clock staff. And we're going to make sure that all the opportunities for training and the ability to grow, to mature, that they're going to have that. So send them to us. But yeah, it's been around a long time.
Well, that's a blessing. I just wish somebody would have, a commercial, somebody would have called my grandmother, because I'm telling you, community, don't put your teenagers out the house. They're getting rebellious. They're talking back. You can't deal with them. Don't put them out the house. Drop them off at Job Corps. I mean, this is a beautiful blessing for them to have a step ahead in their career. And so for all this to take place and just to hear the many benefits that you're sharing, I feel cheated. I can't sit here and lie. I feel cheated.
I'm with you. You know, hey, they don't have to get started with those student loans like some of us had to.
Definitely. So what is your approach with conflict management, and what tools do the participants gain for real world engagement?
So I want to say, so first off, that we do have on center, I have two mental health consultants that work with the youth. So there are about 5 counselors, also career counselors that work with them, and they hold small group sessions all throughout the week. Students it's mandatory, they have to participate. Some of those are conflict resolution, anger management, all sorts of things that they talk with them about. Employability skills, we do real life things, conflicts, bring it up. We have a huge mentor, mentee. So every staff on center is assigned a mentee. We have topics like that. So how do you deal with conflict on the job? Create scenarios. We bring in outside speakers, so sometimes they get tired of listening to us. So I do invite anybody on this show, if they want to come speak to our students about any topic, feel free to do that. We had an entrepreneurship week. At that time, I didn't know anything about both sides of the conversation, but a lot of people in the community came out to talk to our students about, things that they were doing and how they got started and what's happening with them and what our students can do. So we try to cover a lot of ground.
Man, definitely very powerful. And I was one of those speakers that was able to come out and talk to those young folks. It's always inspiring to see young people going through their transition. And it is great to have community folks to come in and talk about the work that they're doing and careers and entrepreneurship, because it do light to light on. And there are some kids who are trying to prove some family folks wrong, and they trying to prove their friends wrong. And it is always an inspiration when community folks show up. And this is why it's so important to help get the information. Y'all don't need commercials. Y'all on both sides of the conversation now. People all over is going to be tapping in, because we're going to continue to work and connect you all with the community folks to make sure we get our young people in these opportunities, because there's a lot of young folks out here that just don't know what they want to do and how they're going to get there. And I think this is a good transition for some of our young folks who still trying to decide where they want to go. And with the coaching and with the amount of services that you all provide, I think it's an opportunity for them to thrive. So, I'm excited. And Paulette, we've been communicating. I'm looking to really figure out ways that we can help continue to further put your information out in the community. I know there's some openings and opportunities. There's community folks who want to help young people. So we want to do our part to make sure that we can help support and uplift the work that you all are doing in the community, so that we can keep this center open. You all know it's tight to have space out here in the Bay Area in San Francisco. They have a phenomenal facility. There's a lot of construction and things going on, and we want to make sure that the Job Corps has a foundation there, so that we can still provide opportunities for our young people in our community. As we know, the gentrification is happening. We know the cost of living is happening, and what a way we could keep our young folks connected in programs that happen. So just want to say thank you all for being here, for being consistent. We know there's ups and downs in everything that we do, but thank you all for being pillars of our community and continue to love it on our community and making sure that our young people are impacted.
And I just want to add this, is that we also want to provide, and we do provide, employment opportunities for the community, and try to go out there. I think right now we just hired 2 young ladies who just finished the LVN program at Unitech College to come on as LVNs. And I still have another vacancy there. We need a few more academic instructors on center. So that's there. I think I'm about 2 admissions counselors. I have some openings there. And in residential, I always have some residential openings for residential advisors. I think recreation is full, but there may be an opening in recreation. I didn't have it in front of me, but I just want to make sure that people know that we also hire people of the community, and that I'll make sure to get the information to you. But for the most of it, you can find most of our postings on Indeed. You can go to minact.com, minact.com. So that is the operator of the Job Corps Center, the contractor. So a lot of people think, well, who operates Job Corps? The federal government subcontracts it out to contractors. So that's who's operating Treasure Island Job Corps Center. So it's minact.com. And so I'll tell you, that stands for Minorities in Action, is what that MINACT stands for. I've been working for them for a very long time. It's a very great company to work for. And so we're looking to hire staff to come aboard.
Wow, that is very good information. I'll tell you. So how do you motivate your students that get discouraged or homesick along the way?
So, Ms. Geneva, you can jump in at any time that you want to, but I'll just say this. Look, I don't want to sit there and be quiet. And I bring up this. So we talked about, it is an adjustment. So every Tuesday we get new students on center. This Tuesday, I think we got 4 or 5, and I was just talking to them about the challenges and different things being new to them, possibly if they've never lived in a dormitory setting, and some of the structure. And so we try to make things, first of all, their transition coming to center as smooth as possible, and try to create activities. We have a welcome party for them so that they don't, and then we do a special luncheon for them. And I know that John's been over there when our luncheons are really nice. So Khalees, I'm sending you direct the invitation for the next one. So we try to do a luncheon for them, we do a special trip for them, but then they're all assigned their counselors, right? So that they're able to talk to their counselors. We try to pair them with a positive student also when they first get on center, to just kind of make sure. So we try to do that, pair them with a positive student. If they're having concerns, we always say, please make sure that you seek assistance, because we do. We have mental health consultants there. All the staff are here to help you and assist you along the way to try to help you stay motivated. So the thing is, we say begin with the end in mind. Think about the end. I always tell them, do you know how much paperwork it takes to get a Job Corps? I can't do anything about that paperwork, John, because he always tells me, you need to think about how you sleep. Do you know, I said, you all went through a lot. You submitted all your documentation, which tells me that you were committed and that you wanted to be a part of this program. I said, so I know that you have some commitment. So when they have those issues, we really do. We get them with counselors to try to keep them motivated, get them involved in activities to try to keep them motivated. And then, we try to make sure that they really see their progress all along the way, because that's the other part of the motivation. So unlike public school, what we have is what we call training achievement records. So let's just say I'm in carpentry, and it'll tell them exactly how many things they need to complete carpentry. And as they're going through that, it's all electronic. The instructor signing off, saying that they mastered the skill, and the students signing off. And so they're able to see their percentage go up. And they'll say, you walk up to the student, what's your percentage? How far are you complete? Oh, Ms. Lewis, I'm 86% complete. I'm almost done. Or I'm this, or I just have this to do. So there are little things just along the way to keep them motivated so they can actually see their progress.
I see one of the questions that community have about the living situation for local community residents. I know on your slide you said San Francisco and Oakland folks catch the bus there, but if there are young people in San Francisco and Oakland that want to be residents, is that available to them as an option as well?
All students can be residential. I'm sorry, there's confusion. I guess the confusion was only San Francisco and local Bay Area students have the option to not stay there, but all students can live in the dorm.
Well, there you have it, community. She cleared that up. I just think it's great opportunities, as things start to transition and change. I'm all about the future, and I want to see more of the program in AI, robotics, and automation as the job market is transitioning. Things are changing. And, just nice to see you all taking the leadership. When we talk about our community, folks who look like us, you have an opportunity, community, to send your kids somewhere where you have representation who look like you. Because I know the Job Corps that I went to, I didn't have all these folks that looked like me, but they did give us great advice and gave us information and resources that we need. But again, there's so many opportunities. And Paulette, we will continue to uplift and support. We'll get the link out. We got it up there on the screen for the folks. If you're looking for a job opportunity, you want to work with young people, sometimes these are the opportunities to start connecting with our young people. And I just love what Paulette is trying to put in place. Again, I always say here, you got to connect with the young people before you correct the young people. And they have an opportunity here at Job Corps to be connected with and corrected to be better, productive citizens and young people of our community. All right. Well, with that being said, I know it's getting late. Y'all been here. We want to thank you all for coming in tonight. At this time, we want to give you an opportunity to uplift. Any shots out to your staff, anybody that's helped build your program out, because we don't like folks just coming on here and then people be called, why she just say that I helped them build this and that and this and that. So if y'all got any folks, any staff y'all want to shout out for the work that they doing with the young people to make your center great, please go ahead and shout them out. And if there's anything else that you want to get out to the community before we end today's show, please do it now.
Yeah, we want to give a shout out to, our staff who are working with the young people at Treasure Island Job Corps, doing a great job. I want to give a shout out to some people, Siobhan Hunter, who used to, one of my mentees who worked at the Job Corps, who's now doing some stuff. Larry Gray, you probably know Larry Gray, Keith Hazel, of course, Dr. Joe Marshall. So all these people are our partners who've been sending us individual midnight basketball and a bunch of other folks out there. The late Reverend Calvin Jones, who was very instrumental in bringing men to Job Corps, because he was an ex-athlete. So those are our shout outs, and we want you guys to keep supporting us. Thank you for having us on. Thank you. We need to give Ms. Lewis her support. She's working hard at the center. And so we just need to, uplift each other in the company. Thank you.
Man, definitely. We're going to continue to support y'all. And Paulette, know I've talked to her several times. We're going to do everything we can at our power here to both sides of the conversation and continue to uplift your program, get your information out to the community. I know a lot of folks I'm talking to who are working with young folks who are in transition, and this opportunity is great. Again, community, there's bed space. Let's look into it. Let's go and connect with them and find out what we can do to help impact our community. Miss Paulette, is there anybody you want to shout out or anything before we let y'all go tonight?
That's it. I want to shout out you all. Thank you all for having us. Really appreciate it. And thank you for everything that you do. I pop in when I get a chance and I listen and I hear all the great opportunities, and hoping that we can connect, because also I teach our students about giving back. I see the opportunities for volunteer, and I'm just working on it so that they can, volunteer in the community and be able to provide assistance. So I'm just working on it. So I see all the things that you all have going, and so thank you for allowing us to be a part of it.
No problem. That's what it's all about. We're about lifting up community and making sure that our folks are connected with these resources. That's what it's all about. These intersections will meet community. We will continue to uplift them. As new opportunities and things come up, please reach out to us. Send any digital flyers or events or job openings to our events at bsotc.org. And anytime y'all want to come on and talk about anything that you have going on, you are more than welcome to come on our Hidden Gem segment and update community as events and things are taking place. And community, let's get out there when these young folks are graduating from the Job Corps. Let's support our young people, community. This is the time to do it. We got some great leadership. We know things, it takes time to make a great anything, but Paulette, you and Geneva is doing some phenomenal work, and we're here to support and uplift you. You'll see them out in the community. We've already been talking about it. They'll be tabling. Make sure you go up there and talk to them, community. They be out in the community events as well. See them tabling. Make sure you get out and say something to them and get more information if that's what you need to do. But with that being said, thank you, ladies, for being here. If there's anything we could do, again, reach out to us and we'll continue to support. And we'll make sure that the program and the work that you all are doing are being uplifted and passed through our community networks and partners.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you all. Have a blessed evening. All right, community, there you have it. We've had the amazing Treasure Island Job Corps here. Great information. We put the information up on the screen. It's been throughout the show. If you just tuned in late, go back and see some of the stuff that they had on the slide. Great information. If you're intrigued, or you have some young folks, maybe a nephew, a niece, or somebody who needs that support, go back and check it out. Go to this Treasure Island Job Corps information that's up on the screen. Reach out to them, okay? Make sure our community, young people, have access and opportunities this year and beyond, because they are there. Some great opportunities. But colleagues, what you think about the presentation tonight and what's going on with this Educational Thursday?
I mean, all I can say is free, like Paulette said. I mean, you can't just sit in a state of confusion or let time pass you by through the age of 16 or 24. You heard it. I mean, it's like, wow, they have actual resources. Community, please don't put your kids out. Don't put your teenagers out. Don't put them out. Show them this video. Send the link. Forward the link to them, because not only are they changing the narrative for 203 young adults, but they have a goal for 442. And you heard it earlier. They had an upward count of 800 students. So it's like they have the resources. They have the beds. It's an opportunity. And for them to have a career, they said they don't put you in a job. They put you in a career. So it's a beautiful thing. And I was glad to be part of this Educational Thursday, because it's really needed.
Man, definitely it is. With that being said, community, I know it's getting late, but before we go, you got to hear from the bishop. I'm sorry. Even though I'm at the baby YMCA, we are still giving out the benediction. So with that being said, community, you know what this Educational Thursday is all about. All we trying to do here is intentionally educate our community, bring information, bring resources to the people. That's what happened tonight. Tonight, If you didn't know about the Job Corps tonight, you learned something. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you thought it was something that people just talked about. Maybe it was a fathom of your imagination that these type of programs exist. Tonight, Miss Paula came on here and let you know the services, the resources, the opportunities that they have to uplift young people in our community. We know sometimes our young people in the community go through changes. Sometimes when they're 16, 17, and 18, they're trying to figure out life. They don't know which way they want to go. They don't want to listen to their parents. Sometimes they don't want to listen to the community. Sometimes they don't even know what they want to do. But when we have opportunities like the Treasure Island Job Corps, like the Job Corps as a whole, there is an opportunity. Maybe you and your kid is bumping heads in the house and you like, I can't wait till you're 18. Maybe you should get out on your own. Maybe these young people, they want to be grown. Here's an opportunity. They can become residents of a location. They can learn a trade. They can get their high school diploma. They can magnate themselves around other young people. It can happen. Hey, I'm an alumni. I believe in the sauce. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it can't happen. I went through it. And I'm going to tell you, it's an opportunity out there. You can grow. You can make over 6 figures. You can change the paradigm of your life going through the Job Corps. There is some opportunity. There is some coaching. There is some development that can happen if you're open. Community, be open. Give the young people an opportunity. If they're going through that challenge, if they're going through that change, reach out. There's resources. Don't just sit back and say, I don't have an opportunity. Sometimes that experience is what our young people need. Sometimes they need to get out of the house, get out of their community, get around some different folks, get some other information. Sometimes to change, we always say you have to change the places, people, and things that we go around and do to really have effective change. Maybe the Job Corps is that change that young person needs. We must be consistent with our young people. We must continue to open up opportunities for our young people when they are crying out for help. Right now, you look around, what's going on? Our young people are confused. They don't have too many options. Automation, robotics, things are taking over. The job market is changing. The stress of the young people, they are worried. There's no opportunities. Tonight, we was provided with resources and opportunities. Community, take advantage of it. Community, take advantage of the resources and the opportunities. We must do this. All we can do here is bring you guys the information. We did our part, and you got to pick up the phone. You got to go on the YouTube. You got to go on the site, check out to get more information yourself. Maybe you need to go do a tour. Go there and check it out and see, is this worth it? Is this something that I could put my young person into? They have multiple locations all over the Bay Area, but if you're here local, you got an opportunity. You want to be around some Black leadership. You want to be around some Black folks. We always talking about Black leadership. When we talk about education, our education system, we don't have enough culturally appropriate people around our young people. Tonight, you seen 2 people who look like you. There's many more. Go check out, explore the Job Corps. It's an opportunity. All I know is I'm excited because I know there's some young person out there that can use this resource. I was one of those young people. I didn't know. I was confused, but I knew I wanted something. And I had an opportunity to learn something. And I'm going to tell you, look at the bishop now. You'll be proud. With that being said, thank you, community, for tuning in. That is the benediction. Okay, I'm going to just tell y'all like this. Our next live conversation is happening Sunday. We are talking about colorism. I don't know where this conversation is going to go. We got room for a couple of more panelists. If you would like to join the conversation, you want to talk about colorism, what's going on inside of our own community. There's some hateful issues that we got to talk about. Light skin versus dark skin, the gatekeepers, the oppressors. Sometimes they look just like us. I don't know. It's going to be a great conversation. Y'all better tune in this Saturday, 10 p.m. Oakland, get ready. We coming to the town. Yeah, both sides of the conversation. We're going to pull up and bless some people because y'all always talk about all we do is everything in San Francisco. We already blessed San Francisco. We sent out meals to those who need it. Now we coming to Oakland, big Oakland. We coming to give some town business. We coming to give some town love. Yeah, we coming to bless the people of Oakland. Come meet some of my team. Come out there. Y'all want to see colleagues? Y'all want to see some of the folks on our team? You want to see these great, phenomenal people that love blessing people? Yeah, we're going to bless some people out there, all right? Come check us out. We'll be out in community. And then our next live show after that will be Tuesday, our next Hidden Gem show as we continue to uplift our Black and brown businesses, our community leaders, and all of the amazing folks that are doing positive things to impact our community. Yeah, That's what we're going to be at. Yeah, both sides of the conversation. You better know about us. We all over the place. Oh, did you tell them about the news article? I don't know. They talking about us. Watch out. We around the corner. We coming to see y'all. With that being said, Khalees, thank you again for being here, being the phenomenal leader that you are to the people, phenomenal mother, phenomenal community leader. Thanks to all of our both sides of the conversation team. We got some amazing things that are coming to you. We got some amazing people who care about Black people, brown people, all people. Yeah, come walk with us. Come make the change. Let's change the narrative together. Reach out to us. Connect with us. We want to hear from you. Both sides of the conversation, changing the narrative. All power to the people. Tonight, I'm live here at the Bayview Y. Great meeting. Black men coming together, talking about our issues, dealing with our mental health, talking about fatherhood, talking about how we need to get back involved in the community. I'm just saying, community, there are some brothers in the community trying to make change. Where you going to be at? What part of the change you going to be? Let's step and stand together. Let's walk together. With that being said, everybody have a blessed evening. Be safe out there. We got some crazy folks out there. I don't know if Khalees said it on the early news thing. They got the white supremacists, right-wing groups. They at the Capitol again. They acting crazy. The white psychopaths have come back out again in alliance. Black people, brown people. Pay attention to what's going on out here. Times are changing. We must unite. We must stand together. We will get through the storm together. With that being said, thank you all. We'll see you Saturday, and then we'll see you Sunday. Have a great evening now. Good night now, good people.